In today's edition of Mi Gente, we travel to the South Texas town of Falfurrias. It is there an aspiring musician was born whose talent changed the world forever. The regional music talent that we have here in South Texas and is embraced today as Tejano. Check this out.
Yo tenía 10 años cuando Beto empezó fuerte.
88-year-old Alberto Huerta remembers Beto Villa and his music like it was yesterday.
Pero sé que Beto en la escuela era miembro del school band. Pero ya para entonces se destacaba porque cuando tenían programas escolares, a él le daban su parte solos.
Alberto was 10 at the time, recalling that Villa was drafted right after high school. It was what young men were required to do in the early days of World War II. Leaving behind his love of music, Beto served in the Navy until he returned to Falfurrias after World War II. Like many young men who served, Beto returned to South Texas with new experiences. For him, it was musical inspiration, a sound that would eventually become a turning point in the Mexican-American regionalized genre.
They were influenced again also by the big band sound of the 40s. And when they were in the military, they used to go to these events. So he got influenced, he played the saxophone, came back.
And thus was born the Tejano big band sound.
We have to connect this to this guy here because he actually was a trendsetter, also created that template.
Pero there's still a lot of people that remember Beto. A lot of people.
Falfurrias Mayor Pro Tem David Garza Longoria calls Beto Villa's music unique at a time when folks all over South Texas were craving for a sense of normalcy after the war.
La música que esta gente traía te alegraba, tenías problemas, tú pones al radio y se te olvidaban las penas, se te olvidaba todo.
But now, almost 80 years after World War II, Beto Villa's music lives on. And now, so will his memory. A massive mural was commissioned by the community of Falfurrias.
With the direction of the mayor and the board of aldermen, they wanted to see the culture, they wanted to bring back that history back into Falfurrias. And I thought, well, what better way than music and Beto Villa, the father of the Orquesta Tejana.
The image is a reflection of this maestro of the saxophone for all to see, and yes, even hear. Out of the tiny speakers at the top of the mural flows the music of the Beto Villa Orchestra, recreating the sound as it was heard back in the day. Hope is the mural will attract music aficionados who want to learn more about Beto Villa and the place he called home.
Make people stop here to take a quick selfie in front of the mural, listen to the documentary, look at the other musicians later on that will be on the other side of this pavilion.
And yes, there were many other musicians and artists that came out of Falfurrias who went on to leave their own marks in the music industry. They too, one day soon, will be honored with their portraits and murals. And that right there is the story of Beto Villa as we could abbreviate it in a very, very short time. And as we heard in the report, there'll be other artists from the Falfurrias area who will too be honored on that mural and added. And if you haven't had the opportunity to visit the Falfurrias Museum, take the time. There's a lot of history in there. It is absolutely amazing. Falfurrias is an incredible town and very much a part of the history of South Texas.